Paint day. Today is paint day. We're gonna get some painting done all up in this bitch here today. Guess what we're painting? God darn it. Painted purple. As you already know. We're gonna paint the carcass. We being me, there's nobody else here with me. That's it, you probably figured that out. Well, there's fatty cakes up in the window, staring at birds, daydreaming about spitting feathers out all over the floor. So yeah, I put the booth out and gonna do some masking. Gonna do a whole lot of masking. Quite a bit of masking we gotta do. I gotta cover up all the holes, and then I gotta try to keep overspray from getting up onto the floor underneath the car. I'll just bag it up, I guess, the best I can. Because the floor of the car is clear coated, because why would you do that, right? So that's what we did. So yeah, I guess that's about it, right? There's not much to it, but ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? I have already gone over and seam sealed everything. I'll show you some of that. I use a couple of different kinds of seam sealer when I do it. Bear with me here. So on some of the bigger, fatter seams, such as this here, I use the brushable stuff. Seams like that down there, the gray stuff there, as well as I sealed up in the drip rails in here. I tried a different product this time that I've never used before. It's a urethane. Where is it? There it is. That's what I used in there. I kind of like trying to use a urethane type of a sealer in areas like that and in them little seams up there, because it doesn't seem to shrink as much as like your basic latex type sealers and whatnot. So it doesn't sink down into the gaps and stuff. It keeps its body, which is especially important in areas like this, because this is the Dodge. And this gets chrome caps over top of the drip rails, but they don't put no drip rail there. So it's just a wad of shit to try to seal it. I don't know what you do. What do you do? That's what I done. So those are the two types I use there. Here, you'll see some pretty blue stuff there, as well as in these seams back here. And this stuff is a, what the hell is it? A fuser product, it's called. And it's a two-part seam sealer. It has a blue sealer, and then it has a catalyst. It's got a hardener in it. It doesn't get hard, like it would still be flexible like plastic, I suppose. But this stuff does not shrink at all. Zero shrinkage with this stuff. It's never been in a swimming pool, Seinfeld reference. But that's why I like to use this stuff in areas like this. Because this is a seam, and it's it's a fairly deep seam, and it's not a nice even seam. I mean, there's a couple of welds throughout that seam. And if you use some kind of another type of an air dry sealer that's going to shrink, well, it's going to shrink down into that seam, and it's going to show you how imperfect that seam is, which is going to look shitty. And I don't like stuff to look shitty. And then again, in here, more of the urethane stuff. I mean, you're not going to see much of that. You know, it's in the trunk jam. The brush-on stuff, I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what you wind up with it once it's painted. Because remember, we did all the seam sealing in here. And I mean, that's pretty close to a factory-looking seam in there. I mean, they didn't do nice seams in here. And when you're doing something like this, I mean, most Dodge guys, they don't want you to put a nice seam in there because there never was. And normally the inside of that quarter panel on a Dodge would not be body color because the factory undercoated the insides of the panels. I don't know if it was a sound deadener or something for vibration or whatever. I don't know. It was usually sprayed with some black crap in there. But yeah, so again, as I said, we got a lot of holes to seal up here. A lot of masking, a lot of tape to stick down, and yeah, it is Friday morning, and I doubt that I will have this painted by noon, but I should be done by early afternoon anyways. It'll probably take me an hour and a half or maybe two to get it all buttoned up, all taped up, and then probably be a good 2 hours worth of spraying involved as well. So, like I said, I'd rather just climb up onto the window ledge up there and hang out with fatty cakes for a while. Looks fun, doesn't it? Look at her, that's a big ledge, and look at her spilling over there. Hey, that's a fairly big kitty. She's happy, fat and happy. All right, it's enough jibber jabber. So this here would be what is commonly known as back taping, because you're taping on the back side of something. Back. It's coming in from behind, tape it on the back side. You gotta be careful on these dodges, because they've got sharp teeth right in here to hold the headliner, right there, and I've learned the hard way. There are sharp teeth in there. But the idea behind the back taping, such as we are, is, so we'll do this here. Put a sticky border all the way around it. And then what I'm going to do for the majority of masking this is, normally, I used to use paper for everything. But what I'm going to do, don't crap in that pile of dust. What I'm going to do is probably use some plastic. I'll roll up some plastic, cut some hunks out of it, because like I said, I'm going to have to bag the bottom. So I'm going to have all kinds of shit pieces of plastic. So I'll throw the shit piece of plastic in there, stick it to that tape, and then I'll take a razor blade and just trim around the edge. And that'll be faster than taking a piece of paper, cutting, tearing, razor blading, folding, bitching it all up, crumpling it up, throwing it in the garbage, starting again. I don't like doing all that kind of stuff. So it's way easier with the plastic. Just stick the plastic in there. And actually the plastic you buy nowadays is, I don't know what they put on it, so don't ask me, but it's static coated on one side somehow. So really it kind of tries to, static kind of hangs onto the dust and the overspray and stuff. But anyways, the whole idea here is all these big holes, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to stick plastic to it, all the way around, because you got to fill this stuff up here, right? So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm fixing to do. I don't really know that that's as much fun as you might think. I'm sure it's not that much fun for you. So, we'll be back. I'll be back. Blink. Just to prove that I wasn't lying. Oh, let's get you up. There, you see what I'm saying? Oh, I got all the holes trimmed. Everybody. Kind of looks nice with the yellow, hey? Mm-hmm. Yeller. You're yellow. Yellow and purple, hey? That's the colors. Yellow and purple. That's what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. So, so you're on a stand here, and I'm carrying the damn stand around, and I probably shouldn't do that because it's just really not. It just doesn't jig with my jive here. You know what I'm saying? Can you smell it? All right. So steady. So what I'm gonna do here, I guess, I reckon, I suppose, I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really know. I don't get big fatty cakes. I don't have much of a plan. I think since we're on a tipsery, I'm gonna jack it up. And then I'm gonna start by rolling around on the floor, because who doesn't like that? And I'm going to get into there with some tape and some plastic, and I'm going to get jiggy with it and see what happens. So, yeah. And she is going to be a pain in the ass, aren't you? All right, good. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Canada's not heavy. No jacket side of the kitchen. Wonder bastard. Oh, yeah. All right, well, I think you get the idea. Can you see that? Yeah, you can kind of see that. So that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to cut pieces of plastic. I'm going to stick them, and stick them, and cut them, and cut them, and stick them. And then we'll move on to the next step. So, yeah, that's it. I'm going to carry on, and you're going to go do whatever you're going to do. Okay, well, here's what we done. What I done. Tape, plastic. Oh, tape, plastic. Yep, Tape and plastic. So yeah, that's it. The next order of business is going to be to start spraying liquids at it. So that's what we're going to do. There's one coat of purple. She's going to need 3. I reckon. But yeah, that's how it starts. It's a lot of painting. That's sketchy. You don't ever see much of sketchy. There's Fatty Cakes. You don't see much of sketchy. She don't get much camera time. She's cranky looking. Sketchy. All right, let's see what we done. You ready? Ready? That's what we done. What do you think? It's pretty purple. I think overall, it's pretty good. That's me. Whew. Pretty straight. The roof, I can't really see up there, but I'll show you guys. That's pretty good. Yeah, cowl. Pretty clean for a cowl panel. Actually, the whole damn car is pretty damn clean. There's not much on it. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little dude there. Seen one on the quarter here somewhere. There's a couple of guys right there. They would have come off the plastic flapping around there, you know what I'm saying? But overall, I mean, the car's sitting here and it's mounted to this. There's some dirty wheels. That's a pretty damn clean car. This car was painted in I don't even know what year this booth was made. This is like a 1987 DeVilbiss cross flow paint booth. Oh, shut the air off. It needs to be cleaned and painted. I mean, this is what my booth looks like. And make no mistake, see what I'm saying? You're not going to get that there. It ain't going to happen. Here, I'll show you some more. See that? See that? It ain't going to happen. Now, I'm not saying don't ever clean your booth, but like I said, I really need to scrub the walls and clean them up. But anyways, that's what we've done so far. Graple, purple nurple. I guess I'll find out when I unmask it how much of my masking leaked and covered it with dusty overspray on the inside, but I noticed already that there was, when I was putting some clear on, I noticed that I lost my seal there, so I'm gonna have to clean some overspray off that firewall, guaranteed, but what are you gonna do? Once you're painting, you can't be worried about that shit. You just gotta deal with whatever you get. So there you go. So far. You know, the funny thing is, and it's not even funny, this has been one hell of a Jeezy amount of work to do this, to get the, I mean, you guys didn't see the lion's share of the work before I did all this. But there is one hell of a lot of work left to do. There's still got to be some doors. Yeah, some fenders. Trunk lid. I mean, there's still a lot of work to do here, so it'll get done though. A lot of it's just about ready to go, so in the next few days I'll be squirting some more. But there it is. Pretty cool. Ciao, bella.